Chief Paul Humphrey had made some statements about a woman who lost her life, Atasha White, who was 49 years old. She had went missing back in April and they reported her as missing on May 1st. They ended up finding her body on May 7th. But in the midst of that, he did a press conference and made the statement that her actions led to the result of her losing her life. Closely, you can hear the reason he kind of said that. Was it the best option of words? It was probably not. So, the family got up in an uproar. A lot of people got in an uproar online. And the family did a whole press conference. They were very offended by said statements. So he came back to apologize. And within his apology, he gave us today's fuck around and find out moment that I'm not mad at. Now, he did say, I apologize for the lack of sensitivity and clarity in my statement that caused additional hurt to her family. He said, but I was making sure that I upheld the integrity of my investigation so that when it goes to court, I won't have any issues. I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right, Chief, okay? I'm with you. Now, the person that they did end up arresting was Jamie Shelby, was her boyfriend, who actually ended up shooting her and taking her life and leaving her in a wooded area. But in the midst of where she was and in that on the way, they were actually planning to take somebody else's life. And in the midst of on their route to do so, he ended up taking her life. There was documentation that she had purchased clothes and other items for said planned activities days before. They have video footage of her taking down surveillance cameras. Then she turned off her phone when they actually left and left said phone at the house. And he said, so in the midst of, they were on their way to take somebody else's life. And in the midst of that, he took her life. So her behavior did lead to the results of her no longer being. That is the only one time. Because 9 times out of 10, 9.8 times out of 10, honestly, you're not going to find somebody else that you can say their behavior led to their demise in that very precise manner. So I'm not mad at the fuck around and find out moment. Because honestly, if they wasn't on the way to take somebody else out, whatever happened in the midst of may not have happened. Now, would it probably have still happened? Because if they can just pop off that fast and we in the midst of doing something, would you pop off again? Probably. But he was in the moment of being upset about the fact that he knew that she was on her way to take somebody else's life. And in the midst of that, he had to come to a press conference and he wanted to say some things and he couldn't say some things. And that's why it led to him having to apologize. But I understand because her actions did, in fact, lead to the situation she was in. All right, Chief. Now don't be doing that again.